is your Cebuana Trans Diva, and welcome back to my channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I'm out with the social media. I'm so sorry. I got sick. It's really terrible. I got COVID. I believe it's Delta. In the past few weeks, probably I could say that it's really my fault because I keep working hard, trying to do the best that I can with the job, but I tend to forget about my health, about myself. I tend to forget to take a break at work. I just continuously work, and for those who knows me, you know that I work in the hospital. It's kind of hard right now because we're in a pandemic and emergency rooms are always full wherever you go. Usually we take care of 3 patients at a time, but this time we need to take care of 5 patients at a time, and it is really a no-no, but it is considered to be okay for now because we're dealing with a pandemic and we're really in need of help. And there are no nurses right now. There are no resources of people, and nurses are getting sick, and others unfortunately died of having COVID. I was just lucky to survive, and during that time, on my sickness, 14 to 15 days, I have a fever that doesn't really go down, even though I have my own, round-the-clock fever medications, which is a no-no actually. But I did a round-the-clock scheduled medications, fever medicines, I mean, but it doesn't really go down. What really helps me is putting some 2 ice packs on my, behind my ear. That really helps me to reduce my fever and to cool me down and help me to go to sleep. I've been to the emergency room for 3 times and 1 time in an urgent care because sometimes I'm really having a shortness of breath. Sometimes my oxygen goes as low as 85%, so that's why I get some, sometimes a little bit of nervousness about that. So I always go to ER and they try to hyperoxygenate me a little bit. Then after that I'm okay until on the next following days I have observed that I should try to move a little bit, not too much of exertion, because whenever there's an exertion I'm having a shortness of breath. So at my house I tend to open my windows and my sliding door so that I could have a natural oxygen that is coming in on my room and even in my living room. I bought some electric fan online to help it, just to ventilate my apartment. I love to use the AC sometimes, but sometimes I don't like it. It's really a terrible experience for me, and I know that it's not just all about my job, it's also about taking good care of myself. I really forgot about it. It's really my fault for not eating that good, not sleeping well, just keep working and working, even though you wear PPEs, but your body also sometimes got tired and your immune system is, your immune system gonna drop, and once your immune system gonna drop, you're easily gonna get some different, diseases, especially COVID. COVID really stays like 2 weeks on the surface or anything. So I cannot see it. We cannot see it. We cannot blame someone with it. It's just really hard. This is my first ever sickness in my life that I have fever for 15 days and it doesn't go down. And I thought that I'm gonna die. But I just keep praying. Always collaborate with my doctors. They gave me actually some antibiotics. And supposedly it's just viral. You don't need some antibiotics in it. However, on my case, it seems that I'm starting to have pneumonia. Either pneumonia or bronchitis, I forgot. I believe it's pneumonia. And I believe the doctor said that it touches my alveoli as well a little bit. So that's why they started me with antibiotics called azithromycin. Usually azithromycin before, it usually be taken like 500 milligram on the first day and 250 on the next following days, which is good for 5 days. But with, I guess, with the new trend right now, or with the new studies right now, that you could take azithromycin like 500 milligram for 3 days. So we did that, and it doesn't really touches me. So I suggested them that usually what really helps me is augmentin. It's either augmentin twice in a day for 7 or 10 days. So at least the doctor that took good care of me is very open-minded with it, and he accepted my suggestion. And with augmentin, on the 3rd day that I took it, it really helps me a lot. It reduces some of the coughing and the phlegm, but shortness of breath is still there, fever is still there until on the 14th day. On the 14th day, it's still 24 hours of fever, but on the 15th day, I was surprised that it stopped. So it stopped. I just got fever like 6 p.m. on the 15th day, but the rest of the day, the rest of the hours, I did not took any fever medications at all. And I have already completed my antibiotics, I believe, in that time. Almost completed my antibiotics in that time. And I don't have fever at all, which I really cried, because the fever really makes me sick. I could go to work, or I could still move around as long as there's no fever. But however, the shortness of breath is still there. I'm still sitting sometimes below 90%. So little by little, I try to work with it. I try to do deep breathing exercise. So in the following days on that, my oxygen started to go 90%, which is a good sign. And then it goes to 94%, and then back to 95%, and now it's like 98%. It's not totally 100% yet. I don't smoke, I don't drink, so I know that my oxygen level is usually 99 to 100. So it's not fully healed, probably, my lungs, but I'm still doing my exercises, my breathing exercises, and sometimes I really sing because I don't want it to be like just not doing anything. On those days, I just think that I don't know if I could still survive it. I'm really scared, especially I'm far away with my family. The only thing that keeps me strong those times are those people who keeps messaging me, my friends, my sisters, especially my mom. Hello, mama. My mom and my dad, they keep calling me. Even though I cannot talk, they just message me, because sometimes talking is really hard. It's you're having short of breath even just by talking. So they just keep texting me, how am I, how is it? So those simple words, those simple messages from friends, from relatives, from sisters, and from my family, and especially from my mom and dad, makes me strong, aside from the prayers that I did every day. I'm usually not this very sicky person. I got COVID once when the COVID starts, but it's not like this. This one is really different. This one is really terrible. And the only thing also is that I'm very hard-headed. When the vaccine started to go out, I always tend to tell myself that I need to observe for it, what the side effects and whatever. But when I got sick, I then come to realize that the benefit of the vaccine outweighs the side effects of it. Because come to think of it, even if you're gonna have vaccine or if you're gonna have COVID, you're still at risk of having pulmonary embolism or DVT, the vein thrombosis. Those are just risks. It's not telling us that we're gonna have it, but just a risk. So I've come to realize, I talked with my doctor that is it possible for me to get the vaccine? He said I need to wait at least a month to 3 months, or at least a month to two, at least a month to 2 months at least, to get the vaccine in order for me to to heal completely, especially my lungs, and also for me to absorb that natural immunity. I am advising everyone to get their vaccination as much as possible, because it's really terrible according to my experience. I have seen a lot of patients who are not vaccinated that is really suffering and really struggling with the symptoms, though their symptoms are much worse than mine. But still, it's really hard to manage. It's really hard to manage, especially if you're not probably in a medical field. Probably you're gonna be always in the hospital. Well, lucky me that I have a little bit of knowledge, not just a little bit. Should I say it? Knowledge with the medical. So that's why I tried to do it by myself. I tried to collaborate with my doctors, and thank God I survived. I really thank God that I survived. I don't know if you could feel how I feel inside, but it's like you're feeling like you're dying, but God says no. You still probably have a purpose. I still have a purpose to help people. It's not just all about work, but to help them. That's always what's on my mind when I work. When I work, I really work, and I want to help people. I want to help patients to be feeling okay. But now I've learned a lot of things, especially taking good care of yourself. Eat if you can, take a break if you can. Don't force yourself to work a lot. Have some rest, eat some nutritious food. That's really what makes my immune system goes down. So I'm advising you all also to get your vaccination. Wear your mask as much as possible. Other people doesn't want to wear masks outside. It's fine as long as we're gonna have some social distancing outside, and always wear masks whenever you're in an indoor facility like malls or any indoors that you're gonna go through. Even though they wave out the mask, but I prefer that people should wear masks. Let's go get our vaccines, whatever brand it is. The benefits again outweighs the side effect of it. If I'm gonna be healed, more healed in 2 months from now, I'm gonna go and get my vaccination. I am just thankful for all those people who pray for me, and to our dear God. I have called all the saints, all the angels. I don't know, but it's really hard, especially if you're alone and you're far away from your family because you're working. I'm just glad to have those people. Even my managers always text me, how am I? Because they know she said that one of their family got COVID as well, and she knows that the progress of it is really like it's gonna take time. Like for her mother, it took like 2 months to completely recover. But I'm lucky that on the 15th day I started to recover. um, and now we have did COVID swab again, and thank God it was negative. And I'm gonna have my final swab by tomorrow, and hopefully it's still gonna be negative, just to confirm. But then again, you really don't need to do this swab like what I did. It's just me, just for my peace of mind, especially I'm dealing with patients. I don't want to be a carrier of, you know, this type of disease or this type of COVID. Just for me, for my peace of mind, I did the swab, and thank God it was negative. And tomorrow, hopefully it would still be a negative one. Again, I was very thankful to my family, to my friends. Their little messages, their little calls, voicemail. It really gave me strength to fight and to move on. Prayers really helps me a lot, just by talking to him, and he will listen. And I really want to sing this song to glorify God, and I hope all of you are gonna like it. I'm gonna dedicate this song to our God, to the people who have COVID, to the people who have survived, to the people who are still struggling with this type of diseases all around the world, and to the people who are involved in some chaos. I know I've heard in Afghanistan and some earthquakes in Haiti. To all the people of the world, let's all bow our heads and let's all pray, and He will listen to us. I love you all, and hopefully you're gonna continue to support me and my channel, and hopefully we continue to glorify God for everything. Thank you so much, and I love you all.
If my people will humble themselves and pray, if they seek my face and humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and forgive the sins. I will hear from heaven and heal their land. Lord, hear our land. Father, heal our land. Heal